we have the same thing coming on down. Okay, so that's going to be 5th fret, 5th string, and 4th string, and then hammer on and then back, and then the 5th fret and 7th fret of the E string, hammer on, slide down, and then an open E. Okay, so that carries us up to the next E minor chord, and at this point we move to the 7th position, and there it's going to be kind of based around an E minor 7 chord in this position. So we're going to start off by barring the, and I'm not sure, Hendrix may have just grabbed that whole pattern, but it's a little weird to me to do that. So I'm just going to grab the notes as needed. So it's open E and then the barred 7th fret of the 3rd and 2nd strings. I'm sorry, not barred, it's actually the 7th fret of the 3rd string and the 8th fret of the 2nd string. And it's kind of like the same thing he did there earlier, but just in a new position. I used to think that he played it again here, but after careful listening, I'm pretty sure it's just up here. It sounds like the strings just sound bigger or fatter. So anyway, you play the D and the G on the 3rd and 2nd strings, and then hammer on to the A on the 2nd string while letting the lower note ring this time, and then pull back off to the G, and we have that. So this little phrase is all right there with minor pentatonic. So okay, so after the that D, we jump down to E, and it's going to be really E and he kind of plays just a kind of muted E, and then on the downbeat you get the E with a little bit of the 4th string as well, so that'll be E and A at the 7th fret. And this again, he's going to play 2 strings at a time, and it's going to be E and A, and then G and A. So let the A ring. So that's going to be 7th fret bar, then 10th fret with the 7th fret still barred. Move up to the next pair of strings. We're going to have the 7th fret barred, so it'll be A and D, and then B, and still holding that D back at the 3rd on the 3rd string, and back down to A and D, and then the back to G and A, so the 10th fret of the 5th string, and the while barring the across the 4th string with A at the 7th fret, and then back to just a bar there. So E and A ending there with E and A at the 7th fret of the 4th or 5th and 4th strings. Okay, so now we're at the point where it goes to the B minor chord, and the thumb is going to do the bass note again while we bar across here, and we've got, okay, so we've got the little piece of the chord that comes on the and of one, which is going to be we're going to play the B on the 4th fret and 4th string, 9th fret, and the D on the 7th fret of the 3rd string. And then moving up, you've got the 2nd string and the 1st string. So the 2nd string, which is barring across there, 2nd string is going to be F sharp at the 7th fret, and the C sharp at the 9th fret of the E string, followed by keeping that bar for the 2nd string and the 10th fret D. So, and then back to the C sharp, still playing the all this together with that F sharp still barred there on the 7th fret of the 2nd string. And then he plays the F sharp and a little hammer on to A, and then the B, and And at that point, he goes back to that little piece of a B minor chord there. So the B at the 9th fret and the D at the 7th fret of the 4th and 3rd strings respectively. Then it's a little muted, kind of more or less open string, and then a B flat, 2 B flats there, and a piece of a B flat major chord there. So it's going to be, which is going to be playing with the 3rd and 2nd fingers. We're going to play the B flat at the 8th fret of the 4th string and the D at the 7th fret of the 3rd string. So B flat twice, and then the little piece of chord once. And then it moves down to A minor, so now it's going to be A with the thumb on the 5th fret of the 6th string, and then A with the 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the 4th string, and the C with the 1st finger on the 3rd string, 5th fret. Then this little melody thing that he plays is an example of one of those things where he's playing a static high note with the lower notes being the melody notes moving below it. So we're going to have a bar at the 3rd and 4th strings, 5th fret with the 1st finger, and we're going to start by playing with the little finger on the 4th string, 9th fret B, and then down to A, and so it's B and C together, and then A and C together, and then G and C together. And then we move down to the next pair of strings with keeping that bar, but now it's over the 5th and 4th strings. Actually, we don't have to bar it because we're not going to go that low. So it's going to be, just keep your bar in place because you're just going to need the G on the 5th fret of the 4th string. So you got F and G together there, and then E and G together. Okay, so that little phrase. And then back to G and C, so the 4th and 3rd strings. Keeping the C on top, play the A with the C, and back to G and C again. So total, the lick is this. Now he plays A, hammer to B, and slide down. Okay, so that little part. Okay, now this is a place where one of the things that when I listen to him play it, I always notice that there's a certain sound to the way he plays it, and part of it to me is that he plays, it sounds like it's all downstrokes. So if you want to try to get his sound, you might want to experiment with that. I always play this all downs instead of, to me that smooths it out too much and it doesn't sound as percussive. You listen to him, and when you slow it down, I've slowed it down digitally, and it sounds like each one of them is exactly the same type of articulation, so I'm pretty sure they were all downstrokes. Moving to the next thing, it's going to be the G chord. So that little thing we just did was all implying A minor, and then to the C, which is relative. Those two chords are they have a lot in common in that measure. So so anyway, now we're moving to the G chord. It comes after the A minor, and at this point it's a little more chordal what he's playing, and this lick, you hear it a lot, this little chord lick, you hear it a lot on Axis Bold as Love, on some of the other songs, especially the intro to Castles Made of Sand. That's the one that leaps to mind. And what it is he's got the thumb again as the bass note, and he's going to play a chord over that with the fingers, and it's a G chord, type of G chord, but it's got an open G string in it, so that's one reason why it's really important to play this particular chord with the thumb, so it's easy to get that that open string in between the other fretted notes. So what we've got is G and then a muted 5th string. Just make sure that string doesn't ring when you hit it. The 3rd finger will be on G at the on the 4th string at the 5th fret, and then you have another G open and at the 3rd string, and then on the 2nd string we'll have D and at the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and then the high note will be A. Okay, 5th fret, little finger, 1st string. Okay, so mute that one, the other 5 ring. So now, so he plays the bass note and then just a little bit of the chord, slides up a whole step. So you keep the G ringing, you slide this up to the A position at the 5th fret. All the fingers stay in the same, configuration. And then back down, and then down to the 1st position, the F. So he goes up. When he gets to the F, he kind of strums it a little bit. And another thing, that the little detail that you can hear if you listen real close, is that when he goes down to the F, he gets the C in it. So let that 3rd finger slip over a little bit. So now it's actually fretting that C on the 5th string, 3rd fret. Makes the chord a little fuller. Another thing I wanted to mention though at this point is where he has a Leslie speaker cabinet, rotating speaker cabinet sound come on, and I don't have one of those, so I have to kind of just do my best to compromise. And what I did on the intro when I played it was I clicked on a little Univibe type pedal. It's actually a full tone Deja Vibe. It's not really a rotary speaker, but you know, when you don't have one, you do what you can. So anyway, that's what I did on there to kind of mimic it a little bit. There are good Leslie simulators out there to really make it a little more accurate.